Okay. Beautiful. Good afternoon, everybody, guys. Welcome. This is Bounty Breakfast. We have a brand new studio. I was up till all kinds of ungodly hours this morning, getting this all ready. We're actually running off a brand new computer, brand new set of hardware for the show, right? So quickest turnaround time we've ever had. There's a lot we still need to do and fix and change in terms of color, in terms of settings. We will get that sorted. This morning's really sort of going to act as a bit of a test to the system. I think you guys can see I'm absolutely exhausted across the board, but we are going to have some fun with it regardless. Okay, beautiful. So a few things we need to know in the market. Again, the team is super hard at work, making sure we have the best possible signals available that is out there, right? In terms of where we're at for the current time, right, we've absolutely smashed it. We well over the 500 pip mark for the free group, right? We're part of Premium Plus. That's 2,085 pips banked for this week. We have not hit a single stop loss, right? So we have not lost a single trade. That is 17 TPs that have been hit, 11 wins total. We still have some running trades at the moment as we speak. So team super hard work. We're absolutely killing it across the board. So what does that mean? If you're part of the free group and we've hit the 500 pips, what does that mean? Right, let me just quickly share with you guys really quickly. So if you're part of the free group and you're seeing this, right, essentially, if you're part of the free group, right, you'll see there's no more trades, no new trades that are coming in, right, to the free group. Because again, we've hit the 500 pips. We delivered on our promise in the free area to give you that 500 pips. If you want to unlock unlimited pips, then you want to be part of Premium Plus. And that's where we're still issuing trades, we're still killing it, etc., as well as indices. So that's kind of where you want to be. There's a lot of new changes happening this week. There's a lot of changes happening in our personal lives in terms of Marsha and I's, in the business. We're just seeing growth. We're just seeing so many of our prayers being answered so early in 2024, right? We had goals for 2024. We had prayers, we had dreams, we had wishes for the community, for our personal lives. And these things are being answered before the month of January is even done. So if I look a little bit exhausted, it's not because anything's wrong. Life is good. Just overstimulated at this moment. So we appreciate you as always. Now, in terms of what's happening in the world, just a quick having a look at what's busy happening from a news perspective. Right now, there's going to be still a lot of talk about inflation. Right, poor Americans are benefiting the most from falling inflation. Now, we've obviously discussed this in the past, but inflation generally hurts those who are most vulnerable, closest to the poverty line. Right, because again, to the average person, if a loaf of bread costs R1 more, so be it. But when the majority of your family is eating bread, or those small increases really hurt your budget. That is where inflation hurts people the most, right? Again, inflation, we got core inflation, right? When you remove food and energy, you see, okay, inflation isn't too bad. But when we see food and energy being more expensive to the average person, when $1, so R1 today buys less and less, it hurts the most vulnerable in our communities the most. Now, this triggers through again for South Africa. And you may wonder, Dan, why do you talk about so much about the US? Why do we focus so much on the US? Why do we have dollars for lunch? The reality is that what happens in the US is a ripple effect around the world, right? So when we see the US making certain efforts to fight inflation, to bring, the labor market back into balance, and all these things happen, we can use this as a case study for what may be happening here in Southern Africa, right? In Southern Africa's particular case, the Rand has gone from not so long ago, R7 to the dollar, to almost peaking at about R20 to the dollar, meaning that the Rand has almost a third of its buying power in relation to the rest of the world, right? That is inflation, right? Meaning that almost 10 years, the Rand has got a third of its buying power. That's insane. It's mad to even think about. And yes, that affects the people who have the least the most, right? So super important. We can learn a lot from what's happening in the US as well as the rest of the world. So a fairly quiet day in the markets. We do have some fundamentals that are going to be coming up later in the afternoon. Most noteworthy to be aware of if you're trading anything dollar related, it's going to be at 3:30 as always, when we generally see the big fundamental data points come through. The Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index building permits, these two are going to pretty much come out and give the markets a little bit of a direction or strength or weakness to the dollar, as well as initial jobless claims. Now, the team is very hard at work in looking at trade opportunities based on some of the things that I've outlined to them. We're going to continue to dominate this week through some of these trade opportunities. We're trying to fight a balance between rebuilding the new studio, and I wish you could see around me what it looks like. There's just technology for days that needs to be set up, configured, sorted out, etc. We've got contractors coming in to make some of these changes work and really accommodate not just the studio, not just the shows, but our vision for a bigger company and better services across the board. So again, if you've been a part of Premium Plus, being part of the free environment, everything you've seen up until now, that is just the beginning, right? We have not even got started. If you've enjoyed the accuracy of the signals, if you've enjoyed the shows, if you enjoyed the academy, if you enjoyed the social community, if you enjoyed the teachings, any of these aspects, that is the tip of the iceberg. Now, again, we don't ask a lot from a lot of people. Again, even Premium Plus at, getting in for $30 is basically free. It costs us more to enroll a person and have them as part of Premium Plus than what they pay to sign up. What we do expect, we don't expect anything else in return. What we do expect is that you share this with somebody else that is out there, right? There are groups of thousands of people, right? I get invited to a lot of groups. I don't know why people do this, right? Because they know that I know majority about what's happening in the markets. But anyway, I invited to these groups maybe by mistake, where I see, 5, 6, 7, 1,000 people, right? Paying, 1,000 Rand a month to a guy who's missing every single day. He says, buy this, boom, it fails. Stop loss. Buy that, boom, fail, stop loss. The one win they get, they're like, justifies it, right? Right here in the free environment, you guys have seen a untouched week, right? We have not lost a single trade. What I do expect is share this with somebody out there, share the good news, get people involved. Again, trading is not for everybody, but some may learn not only about the world, not only about the markets, but themselves, and avoid being scammed. That is the biggest thing. If you've come to DVDM markets, you've learned what a broker is. You won't get called into these RCG markets and and this Rocket X and all these other ebook entities, because you understand what their motive is. You understand that there's a conflict of interest by trading with them. That these people, when you lose your money, they get P&L, right? So I mean, there's a profit and loss split that they give to these, right? So when you blow your 1,000 Rand account, guess who's being paid? Guess who's getting some of that money, right? So when you've been through DVDM markets, you've been through the academy, it not only empowers people, but allows people not to be scammed, for people to have wisdom, to ask when someone invites them to a broker, what type of model is this? What is their incentive? Where's the conflict here? And to look at trades the way they're done right, and then to go and compare with someone else. It's not just saying buy now, no stop loss, no indication before news, what. Come on, right? No risk management means no longevity. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's because of a lack of sleep. Just quick, a shout out to the amazing people that's in the house with us live right now. Again, this is a test show more than anything else. If you can hear me, please comment on the audio quality. If you can see me, I know there's some color corrections. I'll probably look a little bit gray at the moment. There's a bunch of different lights that are on, not on, etc. So just comment, just give me a little bit of a heads up as to what you're seeing and hearing. I can see Petunia in the house, Vanance in the house, Tumelo, QC Shutters, Frank and Claude, Jonas, John Mickett's in the house. Good morning, you beautiful human beings. So again, we are just getting started. I see Justice also in the house. We are just getting started. So sit back, relax, be part of Premium Plus. The signals will be flowing today. We will be attempting, I'm going to do some more changes to the studio. And I'm hoping and praying we will be live again this afternoon. There isn't too much to trade from a data perspective. The markets are flowing quite nice. We're seeing good structures, good opportunities. The only big surprise from in the last trading day is gold. Gold has made that breakout into that lower position. I think it's temporary, right? I think we're going to see some dollar weakness. There's a lot of talk about people saying, the cooling off expectation of the Fed rate cuts is what is driving that stronger dollar. I don't believe it, right? Rate cuts are going to happen, and there wasn't that much of a bull run on the rate cuts information, right? There's a bit of a spike, yes, but markets went into a bull run already long before that, right? Before rate cut bets were even on. So I don't buy that. I do just believe it's a little bit of temporary dollar strength in the market, and that will recover. But it's giving us some good price action, some good data to base some trades and analytics on. So I'm super excited about that. And the second we are able to finish up the studio stuff, the quicker we can then go on to getting into that Premium Plus mentorship training and program, right? Where I get to reveal some strategies, detailed step-by-step indicators, templates, setups for you guys. So the same way we call out, we look for signals, we look for opportunities, for scalps, for buys, I'm going to give you that same power and I'll put that in your pocket, right? So that's what it's all about. Outside of that, guys, listen, been real. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in to this test show. Again, you didn't know it was a test show. It is a test. We've been up basically 3 hours of sleep since whatever time yesterday to make sure this is all functioning and working. And there's still quite a lot more to do. Once it's done, it'll just mean we can take things to the next level. Outside of that, you know the drill. As always, much love, be safe, trade safe. Until I see you then, goodbye.